Hey guys! We're going to work on my favorite 5 hip mobility exercises. 5 because 5 was my basketball number through college. So let's play on that. 5 exercises to help loosen up and stretch out those hips. We all know as we age or at any place in our life, if we're just doing exercises in general, your ball joints are the first to get hit. We're talking elbows, knees, ankles, hips. And we want to make sure that they're nice and loose so that we can work the muscles surrounding those hip ball joints in general are protected by the muscle that we create and we sustain. So let's go into those 5. I'm going to have you first drop down as low as you can. If it's here, it's here. If you can drop your hips all the way down, we're going to go in and you're just going to kind of move around. The goal here is to flatten out through the foot in your base. If you're up on your toes in any way, come up into a heightened place and just kind of move around in those hips. Drop those shoulders away from the body. We're going to go into that hip and we're going to push open. So you might be here, and if you can take it all the way down, we're going to open up the hips. Hear those knees pop? So you're just pushing against those hips, opening them up, trying to create a space for your foot that's flat and it's not rounding forward, lifting through the opposite side of the foot, and you're getting a nice, good stretch through that hip. So the key is to really hold in these positions to get the stretch and elongate the muscles. So we're stretching here, we're holding, we're breathing. These are really nice moments to work on your breath. Inhales, exhales. Holding into the muscle, helping yourself and that movement to relax. And then you're going to slowly crawl out of it onto all fours. As you come into this position in all fours, you're just going to rotate externally through that hip, taking it back and down. You don't want to flip and raise that hip up, so let's open up the hip, and where it goes, it goes. It could just be here. Your thing is you don't want to alter the state of what your natural body should be, hips forward, hips down. You are opening that left hip in this moment. You don't want to have to come up on anything. So if it's low, let's keep it slow. Rotate that hip with me. We're doing it together. Feel that part into that mid hip there, and then feel around to where your glute connects to that joint as well. Then you're gonna go on to the other side, big circles without altering the state, so driving the hips down still. Rotating. I don't know if I should have ate right before I did this. I feel good. And next we're gonna go into a forward pigeon. So there's different ways to do your pigeon as far as your flexibility goes. So if you're here and it's just a little sit into it, let's take that right out. So now we're gonna go into a pigeon pose. We're gonna go into a easier and then a more advanced move with the pigeon. So with the lighter move, you're just gonna run that knee forward. This is something you could also do at the end of a bed or a bench or a couch. Knees forward. You want to bring that hip that is by the foot over in line with the heel and stay up as needed and walk down as possible, creating that space within that hip. Holding in this motion. And then if you want to advance it, you want to create a parallel leg to the body. And again, drive that hip towards that heel. Take it down as low as you can. Start to open up the hips. You can cat-cow in a position like this as well. Opening up that lower back, which is also engaging. Let your body go where it needs to. And feel this area. I call it your meaty gluteus maximus. You want to feel into that hip as well. If not, make sure your hips are solid down. Sink lower if you can. Switch it out. Again, see better on this side. My knee is pointed forward. My heel is coming towards my hip, so it's in alignment with it. And I'm coming down to what feels good for me. I feel this really good on this side. I could go further. This side tends to be my tighter side. And then walk your body as low as you can. Again, cat-cow if you want. We're gonna go into an alternating move with these two exercises. Excuse me. Slowly walk up, and you're gonna come back. If you have to, tuck the toes, slowly roll back up. Cut this part. Slowly roll back up. You're gonna come into that wide stance or the Malasana stance, all the way down, heels down. You're gonna try and tuck knees down, tap, flatten foot, tuck, open, open. If you're here, you're going to push those hips out. You're gonna roll that knee in, open, press the legs away, open. Keep going into that motion. Give me 2 more. Your hips should be feeling it, and then slowly lower yourself down. You're gonna bring your left or right foot in front, and you're gonna try and center your hips and let them down. So we're gonna do a pass through with our hips, mobility-wise, switch out, and see how much movement I had there? We don't want that. You wanna try and move your legs as easy as you can, paralleling that front leg, left or right, in with your hips, and then switching it around. Woo, that looks tight, Rach. Keep going, trying not to rock. Movement as little as possible. Tighten through the abs. Nice little mobility pass through. Give me 3. Try and set those knees down. If they don't, they don't. 2, 1. Nice little tall stretch here, just letting your hips have a nice relaxing moment. And you're going to come onto your hip and then onto your knees. We're gonna do a push through with the legs, driving that hip down, feeling the stretch to the front of that leg and then into the crease. So you wanna pulse through this. Our nice third stretch. Stay with me. And then we're gonna hold. Sometimes I'll bounce into a movement just because I can feel it deepening that way. Trade it out. Again, drop that hip, make sure you're in alignment. You don't want your foot back where your knee's pushing forward. You want to have a good space here to where you can drive down with that glute, hip, and feel through that crease, that butt meat. Pushing back through the heel, then lowering. You should feel a stretch every time. Heck yeah. Me 2. We're gonna hold this last one down. Hold. Feel it. Feel it. Let it happen. Woo! Slowly coming back, you're going to release back down onto your butt here. You're gonna go into your lovely traditional butterfly stretch. Feet are together. You are scooching your heels as close as you can to your body. Then you're gonna reach under at the ankles, and I want you to press down into this motion. Man, my glutes are tight, I can feel it. It's a good thing I'm doing this before I do legs. That's the right thing to do. Not stretching before you work out is the wrong thing to do. And here, we're gonna press into it and give it an active stretch. The active stretch is important because it helps warm up your ligaments that you are about to be, either about to be or you are ready, worked out, so they're nice and loose. Hold one more time, and then we're gonna go into a nice glute hip stretch. Everybody loves this one. We're gonna play into it a little more. So you're gonna come up into a balance for it. If not, you're fine. Leave that foot down. And I want you to wrap into that thigh, pushing this knee away from the body, but bringing it as close to your shoulder as you can. Nice. So here's where we're gonna go active with it and just play into a little bit of the knee release as you stretch. We're going about 10 reps on everything. Hold up if you can and squeeze closer to you. Now we're getting that hamstring involved. I love it. And release it down. Other side and you're ready to work out or relax for the day. You could use this as just like a nice little way to complement your day at any moment. Pass through, wrap yourself into this hole if you can. If not, leave that foot down. Perfectly fine, and push the knee away from your body. Ooh, let's actively lift that leg. It's super rainy and nasty here today, and it's just giving me yucky vibes. Need some sun. 3, 2, let's see if we can balance it up. Let that hamstring come in tight as you stretch that hip glute. Relax down. You're ready to go. This is really good to use, like I said, before a nice leg workout or any type of lower body exercise, or just for the day to get yourself moving, or at the end of your exercise. It's gonna give you a nice, good feeling of release. Like and subscribe for more of these videos. If there's a certain body part you wanna work or something you liked about this video or didn't like, please leave it in the comments so that we can make things even more exciting for you. Thank you so much. Share it with everybody. Bye.